What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to be making a video on whether the 2019 FE350 is capable of competing with other MX bikes. So the big factor is this bike is the FE350, Husqvarna FE350. It is my dad's bike. We picked it up a couple months back in the summer, and this is a dual sport bike, so you can ride it on the road and then you can take it on the trails. It's fully equipped with mirrors, the headlights, high beams, blinkers, and all that good stuff. Has the headlights there, blinkers, and blinkers. But yeah, you took the mirrors off for the fact that, you know, you're going through the woods, you don't want to clip anything. Granted, you could flip them on the inside, but it's just, I don't know, you'd like to have that space there just to move around and everything. And they just screw in, so it's not like it's very hard to really take them on and off anyways. But anyways, the real question is this bike able to compete with other motocross bikes? Sick. Anyways, is the Husqvarna FE350 able to compete with the other siblings of the motocross track or motocross bikes? In my opinion, I think yes, because a few things. I have a few reasons why. These wheels don't come stock on the bike when you pick it up. It comes with like the DOT tires, which are gonna be like nice and flat, kind of shaved off wheels for the road, but they also have a little bit of tread on them for if you want to go off-roading as well. But I would say if you are going to ride this on the track or trails, get yourself a set of MX tires or wood track, whatever tires you get for off-roading. Because obviously these have a bit more grip and a bit more knobs than the DOT tires. The second reason I'm gonna say is that the power. These things come stock with a kind of crappy muffler. He's gonna get the stock one, but the muffler that these things come stock with, they have like a screen on here, and it's just, I don't know if that has to do with it at all, but it's really just like so EPA or environmental friendly, so if you're riding in the woods, the doesn't catch the woods on fire or whatever. But yeah, it's like a spark arrestor. I don't know.
It's so much more restricted.
Yeah.
Smaller, you can see the difference.
Yeah, so just you can see the difference in the size of the hole. But so this pipe actually came off an MX bike, an FC350. Husqvarna FC350. He got it from a friend. So this came off an MX bike, and so what he did with this, he got a tuner. I don't know if you hit it anywhere.
No, I hit it.
Yeah, you did hit it. So he did have a tuner. It was just hanging out right there, but he got a tuner for this, so you can run the pipe with it and it won't run like crap. Because
it's DOT, you got to meet the California emissions. And what we did here, not to take the top off, cover off, there's a reed cage. I also got that in there, and they put most 4-strokes. I know, guys, most 4-strokes don't come with reeds, but this particular one does for reeds. It really restricts the airflow in. So when you pull the reed cage out of the air box, it lets more air in. You dump this, put MX muffler or FMF, so you got more air in, more air out. It makes the bike run significantly better. By doing that, it creates more of a lean condition. So you have to add more fuel to it because they run lean from the factory. That's all emission full crap. So there's a little tuner, it's just a JD tuner, and there's like 6 different settings. Before I determined where I wanted it set, I had it where I could access it. I got it set where I want it. So I just rerouted the wires, hit it in the airbox. Works mint. It removing the reeds and the pipe increased like a lot. It was barely lifting the wheel off in second gear. I took it for a rip after I did all that, flipped the throttle, front end came right up. Yeah, so that's all. Everything that he said is definitely a good product and how this can compete with MX bikes, because I'm pretty sure I did ride it before he got all that setup and everything on the road, and it wasn't that torquey. It didn't seem like it had a lot of power down low or anything, and it didn't really have that 350 MX bike power that
everyone knows that 350 power comes from. I mean, those things are pretty fast, but ever since he did the tuner thing with the pipe, I ended up riding it on the track at a ride day or a practice day, and let me tell you, this thing, it totally changed the whole literally performance of the bike. It feels like a 350. I mean, I'm not sure if it's as fast as like a MX bike 350, but in my opinion, this thing is insane now. It's so fast now, and this thing can this has the power to compete for sure with other MX bikes for sure. I guess one of the third reasons I think that this is capable of competing with MX bikes is that the forks, or the suspension in general. So for the suspension, it's already set up pretty soft from the factory, and you can do all your compression and then rebound over here, and you can also change your spring rate right here with the outer ring. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, 3 different settings. You can do your spring rate and all that good stuff. But like I said, the suspension comes very soft from the factory, so because people aren't really, you don't think people are going to be launching this thing, but if you are going to be racing this thing, I would say just stiffen it up a bit, just help you out so you don't bottom out everywhere. I will say this, I was very surprised about the suspension though, because it felt very similar to the bike, to the suspension I have on my KTM 250F, and that thing has like full factory connection suspension, has the pro circuit linkage and all that good stuff, and not gonna lie, I felt very at home with this bike when I started riding it. When I started hitting all the big bumps and everything, it soaked it right up. You know, it bottomed out a few times, but granted, you can just stiffen it up a bit, but it was set up for the woods at that point. So in my opinion, I think the suspension's awesome. But if you're gonna end up stiffening it up or jumping, you might as well just stiffen it up so you don't just crash the shock right through the seat or anything like that. But yeah, that's another great point with these bikes. I think that might be done with all my reasons and why I think that this bike is capable of competing with other MX bikes on an MX track. If you choose to do that, I'm not saying you have to, but if you get this bike and say, hey, I want to do an MX race, hey, you can definitely do it for sure. I mean, you might look goofy, you have a headlight and all that stuff and blinkers, and you still...
The wood version anyway, which is the Factory, and that's probably a little bit more aggressive than this. It's basically just a toned down the MX bike for the woods. This is more street legal, but once we uncorked it, it really came to life.
Yeah, it definitely came to life for sure. Like you said, there's another version you can have. It's the non-street version, but like I said, this is definitely capable of doing it. It just has headlights, a tail light, and blinkers and a horn. I mean, when
you can blow the horn, you can people out of your way.
Yeah, so, yeah, it works. You see in the video me blowing the horn at people later on when you guys see the riding footage. I only got to do 2 laps on the track because he pulled me off. I think he wanted to ride too, so I definitely want to ride this some more and get probably a better ride on it instead of just 2 laps. But for the 2 laps that I did, this thing was awesome. I had so much fun on it, and it shows. You know, you can pass people and have a really good time on a motocross track for sure. One of the cons of this bike is the gas tank. I know you can fill it up all the way, but say if you're in an MX race, you know, you're only going like 10 laps maybe, you're out there for like 15-20 minutes, you don't have to fill the thing up all the way to the top. You can just fill it up halfway and you're still probably good for the whole day. I mean, you don't want to fill it up all the way because that thing gets heavy. And that's actually another point I wanted to make, is that in the corners, this thing seems to be pretty top heavy. It seemed like if you were coming into the corners a bit slow, didn't really have too much momentum, the bike seemed to not tip over, but it weighs a lot, a bit more than my bike, I would say. It still goes fast even though it weighs a bit more, but that's just what I felt. I just felt that it was a bit top heavy, and it could definitely feel it when you turned it over a little bit, and that's for sure can affect your riding, but at the same time it's really not gonna make a big deal. It's not gonna be that bad for ripping around the track every once in a while. But I guess that's everything I have to say about this bike. I just think it's an overall really good bike. Take it on the road, take it on the track, and still compete with it. I mean, it's pretty cool to see that they can make bikes like that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me talking. I think I already talked enough. In this video, you're gonna see just 2 laps, I think. I'm riding this bike for 2 laps. I annoy people with the horn. I think I get a bit too obnoxious with the horn. I like horns for some reason, I don't know. But yeah, just warning you now, I blow the horn a lot at people. So I ride the bike for 2 laps, and I think I'm just gonna put the rest of the video as, because we switched bikes during the middle of the practice, so it's starting to snow right now, if you couldn't tell, but we switched bikes halfway in, and I think I'm just gonna put the rest of the footage of me riding my other bike. So yeah, like I said again, one last time, this bike, for me, in my opinion, is definitely capable of competing in an MX setting, and you can definitely have fun and be competitive for sure. So that's gonna be it for me. If you guys are stopping by for the first time, hit that subscribe button, stick around, hit that notification button as well so you never miss a video. And with all that being said, see you guys in the next video. It's actually pretty good. It's good. A little back pop in some spots. This is fun. It corners good. It corners good.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just a little heavy.
Oh yeah, it's heavy.
The corner's good.
Really?
Yeah. It's really fast.
Pull it second, pretty good?
Yeah.
Alright, finish it up.